Thank you, and a very good morning to you all, dear ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Pavan Agarwal who clearly sowed the seeds for this entire conference to be happening here today. Dr. Vishtal Alexi, eminent speaker, and actually a galaxy of speakers, expert speakers who've come from far and wide from across the globe to make it to this conference and to share their expert knowledge with us. Colleagues on the dais, Mr. Krishnan, Mr. Goyal, as well as all those sitting in the audience. It's both an honor and a privilege to address this distinguished gathering at this seminar, which is focused on barrier coating of paper to replace plastics. Today we stand at this pivotal juncture where our collective actions can significantly influence the future of our world. For us, it is clearly an environmental imperative. The challenges posed by plastic pollution are well documented and very pressing. Single-use plastics have inundated our ecosystem, leading to detrimental impacts on wildlife, aquatic life, as well as humans. The urgency to find a viable alternative is not just a concern, but a moral imperative. So, plastics in our lives is actually a double-edged sword. Plastics have seamlessly integrated into our every facet of daily existence. From the moment we wake up, using a plastic toothbrush, to the packaged foods that we consume and the containers that we store them in, plastics offer unparalleled convenience and versatility. However, this convenience comes at a significant environmental cost. The very attributes that make plastics desirable, which is durability and resistance to degradation, also render them persistent pollutants. They can trigger and linger on in environment for centuries, breaking down into microplastics that contaminate our waters, our land, and probably even the air that we breathe. So what is the toll that they are taking, which is really alarming? When we talk of production and waste, in recent years, global plastic production reached approximately 500 million metric tons annually. Of this, an estimated 240 million metric tons becomes waste, averaging about 30 kilos per person worldwide. Alarmingly, 1/3 of this quantity of waste, which is about 80 million tons, actually is mismanaged and ends up polluting our environment. If we talk of ocean pollution, every year about 25 million tons of plastic waste leaks into the aquatic ecosystem, polluting lakes, rivers, and seas. This equates to dumping 2 garbage trucks full of plastic into our oceans every minute, which is severely damaging and impacting aquatic life. If we talk of greenhouse gas emissions, the production and incineration of plastics contribute significantly to these emissions. These processes add more than 1,000 million metric tons of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, equivalent to emissions of about 200 plus 500 megawatt coal power based plants. So you can see the impact, which is huge. So what is the path forward? This course on barrier coating is happening at a very, very opportune moment. Barrier coated papers becomes a sustainable alternative. Data underscores the urgent need to this transition towards sustainable alternatives. Barrier coated papers emerges as a good alternative and are quest to replace plastic offers similar protective qualities which are being biodegradable and recyclable. By investing in such sustainable materials, we can reduce our environmental footprint and pave the way for a better future and a good circular economy. According to a report, market for functional and barrier coating papers, board and packaging included, is projected to reach about $11 billion by the end of the decade. And this translates to almost a 5% CAGR growth during this time. So the need for the packaging, barrier-coated packaging and papers is very, very important. If we talk of market opportunities and innovations, the shift can be implemented across several sectors, which is food and beverage, pharmaceuticals, e-commerce. I think nothing much to add to these topics because they are all very, very relevant to us, and the importance cannot be underscored more in how barrier-coated papers can translate into better packaging in all these options and consumables. So what is the collaborative effort required to make this transition and overcome this challenge? While the prospects are promising, challenges remain. Developing cost-effective, high-performance barrier coatings that are also environmental friendly requires concerted research and development efforts. Collaboration between industry, research institutes, researchers, experts, and policymakers is essential to overcome this hurdle. Here, IPTA is at the forefront of this collaborative effort by creating this platform for a very useful and informative exchange of knowledge between experts and the technical consumers. So let me highlight some inspirational thought. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. So let us be the change makers. Let us do this shift ourselves, and let us ensure that the actions that we take do not impact or compromise the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In conclusion, the transition to barrier-coated papers as a replacement is not only an industry trend, but a necessary evolution towards sustainability. As members of IPTA and stakeholders in the pulp and paper industry, we have the expertise, the resources, and the determination to lead this change. So all that is required is commitment. So let us commit to this innovation, collaboration, and proactive action to redefine paper packaging solutions for a sustainable future. We need to ensure that the convenience does not come at an expense of the future's planet's health. Thank you.